Hello.
Welcome, everyone.
Didn't see you there.
Is the camera crooked?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, let's do it again.
Oh, seriously?
Ready?
Okay.
Oh, hello. Welcome back.
I didn't see you there.
Didn't see you there.
Even though it just took us 30 minutes to say So, we are in a time where you cannot go to the salon and get your hair cut right now.
I wouldn't go to the salon anyways.
Yeah, because I cut your hair normally. I have a video from like 4 years ago. I just started YouTube. We didn't even live in this house.
No, we did not.
And I cut Joshua's hair. And recently that video went crazy. So many people are watching it right now because they're stuck at home and their man's hair is getting crazy to where they have to wear this rag over it.
Look at that tan line though.
Okay, I'm taking this off for doing a reveal of your hair. So that video was several years ago. We actually have changed things up with Joshua's hair. We do it a little bit differently. And I feel like I can just cut his hair more efficiently and give you guys a better video now. So that's what we are going to do today. So I hope this is still entertaining for those of you that are just at home and maybe you don't need to cut the man's hair in your life, but you know, maybe you have a dad, a brother, husband, boyfriend, son, whatever that needs a haircut right now.
A male.
And now you're gonna know how to do it. For those of you that are new to my channel, I went to cosmetology school, I don't know, probably 10 years ago now. I worked in a salon. I feel like I know what I'm doing. Maybe I don't. I'm sure there's people that have been doing hair a lot longer than I that are gonna think what I'm doing doesn't make any sense. But I feel like we can give Joshua a good haircut and make it simple for you guys to learn. So we're gonna get started. I gotta put your cape on.
That's why they call me Superman.
So what you'll need
They know.
is a cape. And then I also have a little apron I like to wear just so my clothes don't get covered in hair. Also, I like to wear short sleeve because I feel like my arms kind of get covered in hair. But Joshua's hair is very coarse, thick. It gets all over the place. We've got our clippers here. This brand is Sterling. I think in the last video, maybe I was using a wall. Wall clippers are really, really great too. But I've had these clippers for years. They were more expensive, but we've used less expensive clippers too. And it's totally fine. You might just have to go over the area a couple of times. But I'll leave some clippers down below in the description box that I think are good if you guys want to attempt to do this at home. I know we're bored, so it's like, might as well, right? Also, I use a couple of clips. So Joshua's hair, we kind of do something a little more trendy, I guess you could say, where his part is right here. And it's very stubborn, like it is there for good. So what we do is we just cut right up to that line. Honey, I'm short, so keep your head here. So I clip all of this away. Clips really help, even if you aren't cutting like right up to their part. Clips are really helpful just to like kind of keep your mind organized of what you've already cut, what you haven't cut. Okay, so that's kind of what I do on the side, is just clip it a bit. When you get your clippers, if you order some in the mail, most of the time they come with a bunch of clipper guards like these little guys. I actually don't use any of these on Joshua. We make his hair pretty short. Obviously, if your man doesn't want his hair as short as I'm doing Joshua's, you just add a guard to it. So if you just want it a little bit longer, just do like a 1 or 2 guard. The higher the number, the less it's cutting off. My clippers right here, they go up and down with this little thing right here. If your clippers don't have that option to go up and down, you can just use the guard for the second part. So what I do to start, I keep it all the way down. We go as short as possible. This is kind of my guide that I use, like from this area right here, I go all the way around the head and try to do it as evenly as I can. Joshua has a couple little scars from football where it looks like he has little bald spots. I don't know if you can see them. I went over everything twice. Here, can you like twist around in your chair? So you guys can see. I went over everything twice because I sort of feel like it's a dead giveaway when you can see like any extra little hairs that weren't cut. It's a dead giveaway, like, oh, you're cutting your hair at home. That gives it a more professional look. And I always keep a couple little towels around too, just so we can wipe off any extra hairs that are falling down. And Joshua does his own beard and everything. So normally right after I cut his hair, he shaves his whole face. So I don't have to worry about like lining up his sideburns too much or anything. The next thing that I do is, let's see if it'll focus. I push that little thing up. I don't even know what this little thing is called, but this is just gonna be a little bit longer of a length right here. So like I said, if you don't have that, you can just put a guard on it. Now, this isn't going to be for everybody, especially if your husband doesn't have a part right here. This is where our haircut has got kind of different through the years. I actually cut Joshua's hair all the way up to that line. I just think it's kind of a cool style. Now, I don't do that on the other side. So if you aren't wanting to do that to your husband's hair, you can kind of ignore this step that we're doing and just do on both sides what I do to this side over here. Oh, it's up a little higher now. And I'm gonna just go all the way up to his part. And if you are wanting to try this, I just kind of go right up to that line. I feel like you definitely need the clips for this part to keep the hair out of the way. And then I go like every direction to make sure I'm getting all the little hairs. Okay. So we pretty much have this side done. Now this is where things start getting tricky because we have to get all of this to blend, right? I'm going to still keep that guard up and I'm just going to continue to go around a little bit to just kind of get some of this bulk off right here. Like always, you can always put a guard on if you're nervous. And instead of going against his head and going like with the shape of his head, I'm just going to go straight up to get some of the bulk out. I'm not going to tilt the clippers in at all. And that's gonna help blend it. See how we're just getting that bulk off the edges. We already have this side done. We're gonna kind of work more on this side now. This is where I start using the scissors. You can still use your clippers with a higher guard on it. If you feel too nervous to use the scissors, I would just take the wider side of my comb, and to kind of blend, I would just see any pieces and just kind of cut those just a little bit. But you don't have to do this. If that makes you too nervous, you can just use the clippers with a guard. And with Joshua's hair, I feel like I don't have to do too much of this because we go up pretty high with the clippers already on his hair. But I know a lot of people don't do that. This just kind of helps everything blend a little bit more. Now we're going to do the top. The top can be kind of tricky too. What I do, sometimes Joshua doesn't even want the top of his haircut, and you could literally just leave it like this and he could style it, whatever. Today, just for showing you guys, I am gonna cut a little bit off the top. Do you want a lot off or a little? A lot. Okay, so when he says he wants a lot off, most of the time on these little combs, there are numbers, and those are inches. So normally I would take like 1 inch off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. See the little numbers? So those are inches, and normally what I do, I start in the front and I kind of measure like the end of my fingers, and I'm like, okay, that's 1 inch right there. And I'll just cut that right off. So I just start right in the middle. You can sort of point cut into it too if you want, but don't cut your fingers. And then I do that all the way back, and I'll just kind of look at it again and be like, okay, that's about 1 inch. And then I cut again. Now, you don't have to be super perfect and precise because we are going to go through all of this again. I'm just gonna continue cutting. And I hope the way I'm explaining this makes sense. It is kind of hard to explain how to cut hair because there's so many different ways people do it, and there's so many different hairstyles. Okay, so with Joshua's, I actually like to keep this side a little bit longer over here because we have this fancy cut where I cut it up a little bit higher right against this part. So I leave it a little longer here and don't cut it too short, because if not, then this wouldn't sit well over here and it would stick straight out. So I try not to cut too much off of this side, but if you're doing a regular haircut, then you would just kind of do what I'm going to be doing on this side over here. We're going to go in on the side. And when you come in on the side, I'm zooming in so you guys can see, hopefully. Okay. When we come in on the side, you can see where I ended cutting over on the top, and then where I ended my cut kind of over here. So right where this little point is, this is like the hardest thing to show you guys or explain. I'm just cutting that right off, all of that. And here, maybe if I tilt your head to the side a little, but you'll be able to hopefully see there's that roundness and little point right there. See, this is where I ended cutting from the middle, and I'm just sort of lining it up right with that and then just cutting down. Oh boy, this is the confusing part to explain, but see that little point, everybody, just cut it right off. Joshua, do you think I'm making sense? Oh, yeah. This one's a good one. See the point. Cut. So you do that all the way down the side. Now that I've done the side, the top one time, I'm going to show you guys what I do to make sure that the top is even, because that's kind of hard to remember to cut the same amount all the way back. So what I do, this is my trick, and I showed this in the other hair cutting video too, I believe. I cut from the side now. So you can see I'm bringing the hair up from the middle and straight up. As you can see, hopefully, there is, here, scooch this way a little. Okay, there is a little point that I missed right here. So you can see this is all cut right here on the front. I shouldn't be wearing this dark shirt. So you can see this was all cut up in the front, and this is a little uneven right here. So I'm just gonna go in and cut that off. There we go. And I'm just gonna keep picking up from the middle and do that all the way back just to make sure everything's even. You can even just kind of point cut into it. Sometimes that's just easier and it gives the hair a little more texture. Okay, see, that all looks pretty good right there. I don't really have to do much with that. I can point it into it a little bit. And then, let's see how I did back here. That's all pretty good too. This looks like it could use a little bit. So, I just take all the hair from the middle and do that. You can take it all from the side as well and do the same thing just to make sure everything is even on the top. If you guys are going to try this specific haircut that I did on Joshua, I literally didn't even cut any of this today on this side. So I am going to kind of pick it up, look at it. You can see there's a little bit of a point when I pick it up. So I might just point cut into it a little bit just to trim it. But I'm really not cutting off the length because if I go too short with this, it sticks straight up and it won't lay down even when he gels his hair. If I don't feel like point cutting into it, if I already feel like it's short, then sometimes what I do is I take these scissors. These are my thinning shears. Let's see, is it gonna focus? So you can see they kind of have like a different edge on them. These you can actually just take and just kind of, if you're not really wanting to mess with the length of something too much, but you want it to blend a little bit better, these are great for that. Now they're called thinning shears, but they don't make your hair like actually thin or anything. So you don't have to worry about that, but they can add a little texture and just help things blend a little bit better. Especially if your man does have very thick hair, these are good to have. I'll use these pretty much all over Joshua's hair just because he does have really thick hair and he can get away with me doing this all over his hair. It just kind of helps everything blend. What I'm doing in the back, I'll show you guys. You turn again. You can even set the comb right against the hair and then set the little shears right on top of that and cut too. And that helps things blend as well. This is all gonna look much nicer after Joshua styles it with his gel and everything. This all lays better once he has it gelled, so.
Or I put a hat on.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So I just turned off the camera and I used some of the same techniques that I showed you guys, but I took the clippers and kind of blended a couple spots that I just wanted to get a little bit better. So we pretty much have everything done now. I have these other clippers right here. These are, I think it's called a T finisher or something. They're just smaller clippers. Now if you don't have something like this, you can literally just use this with no guard, but I just like using this little guy. And this is how I do Joshua's ears, around his ears, his neck, and all that jazz. I even get the ears. There's always a little peach fuzz on the ears, or some men have a lot more hair on the ears than others, so you don't want to miss that. This is Joshua's favorite. Is this your favorite part?
Yes.
Now, because I didn't use a guard on my clippers, I really don't have to worry too much about my line back here. But this would be the time where you'd be kind of creating that line down here. And I normally always just try to do it really natural. For Joshua, I don't have to worry about it too much. But you would just want to try to go straight across and then up a little on the sides. But like I said, with Joshua's, we didn't even use a guard. So I don't have to worry about blending that too much. And don't be scared to move their ears. Something extra special I like to to use. I get these little tinkle razors from Amazon. Let's see if it'll focus. It wants to focus on Joshua. Okay,
Who doesn't?
Okay, it's just, oh, I'm not even showing the razor part, but that's what it looks like. I actually order these on Amazon because I use them on my face, but I started using them on Joshua too, and it's really, really great for his haircut. So I use it. It just kind of gets a little bit closer to the skin, so if you want to get a little bit more of that, like peach fuzz off the ears, it's great for that. And then if you turn, I can show them. I kind of get a little bit lower on the neck and get a little closer to the skin to get any more of that hair off. And this is going to give you a very professional look that we're going for. That is the completed haircut. We did it. Now Joshua's probably gonna go rinse off his hair. He's gonna gel it to kind of show us the final product, because right now this is really sticking up, but it doesn't typically stick up that much once he has like his gel in it and stuff. And then we will show you guys our final product. Joshua actually just ended up taking a shower, put his gel in.
Boom.
I'll link your gel down below too, because it's a really good one.
Yeah.
I got Joshua and my dad hooked on the same gel. We've got this side right here. We got the back blended, and then this side all the way up. But yeah, see how it like lays better and everything after he like puts his gel in and showers and shaves. Okay, it looks really nice. All right, everybody, I hope that this video helped you out in case you're going to be cutting someone's hair in the meantime while we're stuck at home. Give this video a thumbs up. If this is your first video that you've ever watched of mine, please consider subscribing.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
But do it.
But do it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to, but I think you would like to. Or you would like to be here. Do whatever you want. But give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you're going to try to cut someone's hair. If you are one of my followers that are watching this video and you literally don't have to cut anyone's hair and you just watched this entire video, I love you. So hope you guys are having a good week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon in the next video.